All right, second day in pads. Had to adjust schedules around a little bit with some of the lightning this morning, but got outside, had a very, very energetic practice. I thought the kids, took another step today. Second day in pads, and we saw some things we did better today that we, maybe a little rusty with yesterday. So it was a really positive day, and glad to get the practice in. So. Good way to end the first week, and we'll take an off day tomorrow from practice and come back on Monday in shells, and then Tuesday, first day in full pads. Questions?
So with the first week done now, what's the biggest things you kind of learned through 1 week of fall practice here a little bit?
Well, it's obvious that we have a lot of returning experience because you got guys that know the system, know what's going on. Again, we've talked about it a lot. Even though some of those guys are younger guys, they're still experienced, and so it's not like you're not having as many just flat busts, not knowing the playbook, and we're putting a lot in. You're able to clean things up, and hey, we need to play this way better. We need to make this adjustment right here. So I'd say we're much farther along than we were day 4 last year.
When you look at the D line, specifically Elijah Morris, Rick
Yep.
coming back, they played a lot last year.
Yep.
What's the next step for them? Where do they need to go from here?
Well, I think that you talk about all of them. Whether it's Rick, who's a little bit older, he's a third-year guy, or Elijah, who just played a lot, or a young guy like Jason Schufer that just played some at the end of the year, and each of them is improved upon what we saw last year. So what do you want to see? Well, you want to see a guy like Elijah or Jason, be more consistent down after down after down. Rick, a guy with his, kind of explosive ability, you want to see him become more of a playmaker and not just a steady guy, but a guy that makes explosive plays, which I think he has the opportunity to. And, I'm pleased with some of the things that those guys have done. I thought Jason Schufer had a really solid day today at the nose and really gave the second offense some fits there.
As you put on shoulder pads and Tuesday, you'll get to full pads. Does
Yeah.
the defense kind of pick up intensity or kind of elevate their game at all, or no?
Well, I think both sides do. It's I think that our offensive line, we're not a finesse group anymore. It's they're a pretty down and dirty bunch, and certainly the defense. Now we're not tagging off. You got the contact, and still it's not live. And so those guys, they do take care of each other best they can, but they're trying to get those pretty big licks in thud tempo. So it'll be good when we get to go live, so you get to really see them, be able to play full speed.
Coach, I noticed, especially early on, the energy was really high.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that this first week, as opposed to last year when you were doing things on Zoom and you were kind of separated and all that? Have you noticed a higher level of energy now that everyone can kind of get together like this?
Well, I just think our camaraderie is really good coming out of the summer. Be able to spend the whole summer together, and the training with the strength staff and all that stuff. So they feel very connected right now. But I thought we had great energy, and we had a pretty long delay sitting in here this morning. So I was really pleased that they came out with that kind of energy this morning. We talked about it, but still, they got to go out and do it.
Are you writing all these rainy days down in your book so you can get with folks and get that indoor thing?
Absolutely.
We joked about it. Pat Dye was told he was getting one, so.
No, you have to have one. I said it before. We were disrupted last night, not able to function the way we would have if we had a facility. And it's when you get everybody back. Basketball's got their space, volleyball's got their space, and other sports have their space. And when lightning comes, you can't do anything about it. So for the program to continue to move forward, it's not a want. It's very much a need.
If you get one, do you want to put it onto the turf field or over where the tennis
I'll
courts
let
are?
the administration worry about where it goes. I just need a place to practice.
Yesterday, you praised Holden and talked about him. What about the guys behind him, Mason and Flynn? Where are they kind of at a few days into it?
Well, I thought Mason had a better day today. He's starting to get more comfortable standing in the pocket. The defense, we put in some more of our pressure stuff today. So he had some guys buzzing around him there in the pocket. And thought he did a good job standing in there, didn't panic, made some good throws under pressure. Alex got a good bit of reps today also, and did some solid things. And that's, Alex is always going to be steady. And for him, it's just, got to make sure we don't make that big mistake. And so I think both of those guys are coming along. Walt, Walt Simmons, he got some reps there during team today, and I'll tell you what, now he's a great athlete. He can really go. Now his feet are definitely one of his best attributes.
The receiver transfers you guys brought in, I know it's early, but have any of those guys made plays like Saunders, Patterson, anything like that?
I think Jari's probably the farthest along. I think the challenge for those guys, with all of them coming during the summer, is going to be picking up the playbook, enough to play early in the season. I think you could see them play later on in the season, but it's not exactly like you're sitting here with a cupboard that wasn't, have some pieces in it. So it's, they're going to have to really play well to get on the field, because those other guys are playing at a very, very high level right now.
Coach, you mentioned getting into the pads next week.
Yeah.
Is there any one particular area you're most curious to see as you kind of progress along here in week 2?
Well, I mean, it's going to be just what the point of contact there. Those situations where it's the short yardage, it's the the inside the 10-yard line, just what both sides really look like in those situations, because that's the stuff you can't simulate out there in thud tempo. There's some one-on-one stuff in the open field too, because it's a little bit unfair, I'd say, a little bit to the defense with some of our skill kids to they can't take their shot in the open field, and those skill kids on offense make them look pretty silly sometimes. So and they talk to them about it, and they tell them about it. It just pisses the defense off. So next week they get the equalizer of being able to go full go.
You talk about those position players. Tyler Snead's a guy that started out kind of branding himself on work ethic, and that's carried over to the rest of the team. Now that he's an experienced guy, how's he stepping up even further?
Well, you can always count on him. That's Mr. Reliable right there. You're going to get the same kid every day, and he's his own worst critic. He's never going to take a play off. He's the ultimate competitor, and he's just, he's a good one now. He's one that you love to have on your football team. And you sit back there as a coach and you say, if you had 118 of that, what kind of team would that be? So he's a great leader for our team and a great playmaker. Anything else? All right, have fun with the guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.